Well, today is May 18th, day 205. Just got home from Findlay, Ohio. It's a 3.5 hour drive for me. 3 days stayed there, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and bought a few parts. I did sell a few, not much, but a few. I sold my power steering box to a guy named John, and I sold a set of leaf springs to a guy in Indiana or Michigan. I sold them to. So I made $250. Some money. I brought $1,200 to spend. I probably spent it all, but I gotta make that money back on that. So I don't know, $1,000 I spent total at the show. For myself mostly, and my friend Patrick, Jared Cans. He wanted some stuff for his MB and mutts, and I just couldn't find the parts. And then at the very last minute, like, find me bows, find me this, find me check. I was like, dude, I saw these at the show. It's now Saturday night. Everyone's packing up to leave. Bad timing to tell me extra stuff to hunt for. So I didn't get those. But yeah, let's do the outside stuff first. Well, first off, my stuff I brought my heads, exhaust manifold. That's all I brought out of this crate. I did to get rid of the power steering and the leaf springs and my intake manifold. Got rid of those at least. So it's less in the crate. So outside, get my cart first. So in my car, I have my stows, my vertical, I got 4 of them. The other 6 are okay. And I got all new metal canvas bows. All metal, so they don't break. Like, give me 1 or 2 spares. Like, you're not going to need spares. They're metal, not fiberglass or wood. So I bought those. And the next big thing you see is the tow bar. Bought that medium-sized tow bar. That was $300 for a tow bar. And I need feet. They didn't have feet. Found these feet somewhere else at the show. And that's for a Deuce, and that's for like a Dodge M37 size truck. So 2.5 tons and like 1 ton on smaller Jeeps. So I need to get the pins for it. Yeah. Anyway, got those. And then in these boxes here, I only need 2 of them. But the guy sees me like, here, have a deal. Fine. $20 a piece times 4. That's $80. I got them all for $40. So these are for the canvas for the back bed, for your vertical wall, for the front and the back of the truck. So I got 2 sets in green, and so I'm probably gonna be selling this set and using that set. So I got that. That's about it for in here. I didn't get some small parts here as well. In this bag, I got footman loops for 25 cents a piece. Yes, I think a set of 6. And then my service and emergency brake plates on the back of my frame. They're pretty bad shape, and so for 50 cents a piece, I'll replace them. Sure. So they're nice and clean and new. So I got those. Alright, that's it for my car. The stuff over there, I just got another pair of pants. Basically, that's all I got for $5. I got this head for Louie's Jeep. I was looking for an MB head. No one had one. The only head I saw was this one, but it's pretty bad on this guy. Paid $5. Yeah, it's no good, but it's good for artwork. Make a lamp out of it or something decorative piece out of it. So that's the plan of that. Over there, I got a step ladder, $200. It's not climbing my truck with ease, but for why it's so cheap, because it's crooked to one side. So I just need to force it with some force, probably the contractor or the hydraulics, and kind of tweak it out. So got that. That was a good score for me. Tow bars and the bows. That's my top things I wanted. Over here, I got some slave cables. Got a 10-foot cable. I knew it was a 2-prong style that goes on here, and sure enough, it does fit. So I have this now. I really don't need it per se, but it's just nice to have when you need it to jump start someone or run other accessories. Primarily is help someone else in my town to jump start their trucks with weak batteries on their Deuces. I don't know. Paid $100 for that. And I got some grills. They wanted $100 for this and $150 for that. Two different guys. I got that one down to $50 because I don't need it. It's cool. It's a Jeep. I always had Jeeps, but it's my first MB grill, GPW grill. I just walked by Saturday. It's like $50 for it. I don't really need it, but throwing new money, they took it. So good score there. I don't know, probably Jeepster is what I've been told at this point, but it could be wagon. I think it's truck. It's definitely 50s era Willie's truck, wagon, Jeepster. They want $100 for it, and I ended up doing a bundle of like a bunch more stuff for $80. So that's that score. Got a 1951 jerry can, good condition. That's for my truck. These two are not mine. I didn't buy them, but they're 1940s cans, both $10 each. This one's a good one to use. This one is a 45. And this one's a little more rusty. And I think that's a 45 as well. So, got those two cans from my friends. They want to just do shelf piece art. So, that's those. That's all we got outside. Now inside, on the bench, I did join the Motorpool, finally. So, that's last month's issue. I got some stickers from someone. And a drink holder. There's sticker, of course, many. And then for the Motorpool, get stickers. You get one free, and I'm buying two more. So, one for my car, one for my Deuce, and one extra. So, that's gonna go on the windshield frame on the driver's side. Put that on here soon. And I got a fly, the new item just came out. Good for parades and such. And they're double-sided. So, got that. Joined that for $20, joined the group, and bought these as well. And I got a t-shirt. So, that's those. Now down here, I did get my spider harness from John Murray. He just sold a bunch of stuff, the tow bar, the ladder. I got this online from him, $20. New spider. Mine's all bad. I think it works, but I'm having electrical problems. Everything works except for the gauges don't want to turn on at all. Either I have my gauge, so like this gauge, I have my spiders all going to the left post, and then the main harness to the right post. Maybe it's all flipped around. It's not a deuce gauge, but anyway, but it just might be flipped around, or the spider is just that bad. So, got a new spider. Hopefully that fixes that problem. Another guy had a box of just pins for $1 each. I know just buying a pin for my back shackle is $3 at Granger, or a surplus one's $10 for it plus. So for $1, sweet. I knew most of my pins I have are 1-inch, so I went around and found their 1-inch pins, and the one they had was the longest, which I think is going to work for my shackle or the tow bar. So for $1, sure. Got that. And then Rapco Reserve paint. I brought 2 cans that were defective since Christmas. Don't want to spray it all. And so bring them to the show. I'll get them working. Sure enough, they work. All he did was just remove the white tip off the nozzle, spray it till the chunks came out, and then it starts spraying clear and good. Then you took that off, put a new cap on. But you don't push it on, you want to turn it as you put it onto the can. So you don't damage the straw, but also you don't spray paint on yourself. And then good to go. So I got my 2 cans back, and I'm going to hone out a case anyway. And get more tips. I got more tips here and more tips in that box. So that's the trick for saving paint cans. Someone else had taillights. A bunch of guys had taillights. Like $45, $40, $30. Of course, I'm at $30, a cheaper guy. It's still new old stock in the box. This is the matching taillight I have for that white truck. So, same as mine, except for my deuce on driver's side. Driver's side, this screw doesn't exist. This little extra hold down doesn't exist. Plus the wires are sketchy. My passenger side is all perfectly intact, so good wires, but it has these screws. So I want to make sure my new one here matches my passenger side. So now they match, and I have nice new wires. Big mic that's in the box right there I ordered online last week has more plugs. But I'm going to have to use those plugs now for my front ground wires that go to the frame. Not these on the light towers, but that's at least have a use for them. So that's the light I got. Oops. That's those. And then Rapco as well, I got a whole gallon of paint. It's like $50, $52 at show versus almost $100 or so for shipments and a special box. So I got a whole gallon. That's for my back bed and his overall extra paint that I have. So I'm good on paint now. And then as for that Jeepster grill, part of that deal was extra parts. And he had a box of $2 and $5 bin boxes. And so I saw these for your windshield frame. To me, I thought they're Jeep stuff, but I looked at my truck and I'm like, yep, they are Deuce parts. And so I know the wing nuts always break on Willie's Jeeps. So that's worth a few dollars there. So I got a pair. I got these. And it was these skylights here. So you have the crossbar for your clutch for a Willie's Jeep. You had a bunch in the box. I just made sure this one is the best. The welds are a bit better than the other ones had. And I got this for the Willie's Jeeps. They always break. And so it's for a CJ2A, which is common for what I usually work on. And that's like $40, I think it's worth. So this and all those in the grill for $80. Not bad. Got those. And then I did some dumpster diving towards Saturday night. Going around, someone in the trash can had a box of just random stuff. I dug through and I found a nice oil gauge. It may not work, it may work. And then I got a bunch of just clamps, hardware, shift knob for like a T90. The good clamps, they're free. Get little clips for your shackles. So I think that's a good dumpster dive score. And then what else? I got these parts here from a guy. I paid a little bit pricey, but I can resell these. So I got I think I paid $50 for this whole box. And these are all for Willie's Jeeps mostly. Your S-bends for your front axle, for your brake lines, from your drum to the actual brake line. So they wanted $8 each for these. I got a box of 6 right there, new ones. Olmex, decent brand. And a whole bag of just grease fittings. He wanted $5 a piece. I thought it was a $5 for the whole bag. And then I don't want it. Of course, then he didn't want to bring it home. So I said, let's just do a big bundle deal. So got a bunch of grease fittings. Like, then give me a price for each one. Like, dude, I don't know what threads. They're just random to have on the shelf to put a grease fitting on something like this. Like, I don't know what thread that is. So it's a total random, total gamble that even will work on anything I'll ever do. So I'm just like trying to buy it for $5. It's worth for the future. Anyway, I got those for the deal. The main prize thing in this bag, this was a little bit bad stuff here, but the good ones are in here. This whole box is filled with these things. For Willie's Jeeps, the grills, chrome bezels, the glass. A few have the wires and inserts. Just whole bags of these. And most are not broke. Some have the seals too. That's for a wagon. Pair for a wagon. So I messaged Joe Sheets on Facebook. They buy most of my stuff off me in bulk, things like this. So I'm gonna take pictures once I'll put it away here and see if she's interested. Harry and Joe Sheets, Midwest Willies. So I'm gonna probably keep a pair for myself just to. Good, it's empty. Pair for myself just to have on the shelf, but otherwise just here, bulk sale. Make some money back on my buy. So that's what I scored of the show mostly. Those parts. What else have I did? So there's more. About the major stuff I got. Doesn't seem like a lot. Doesn't seem like $1,000 and stuff. But that tow bar is $300. The feet are $100. That's $400. The ladder was $200. So that's $600. The grills and all, add that up, almost $200 for the whole bundle deals. That's $800. So we're creeping up there. And paint's $50 and membership $20. The lights $30 and then it starts to add up. But not bad haul. I did enjoy myself at the show. First time there, I was a little bit odd. I did pull into the vendor gate. Now, I am selling stuff, so I kind of was a vendor, but I didn't have tables worth of stuff, just 5 things. They're heavy. I did have my uniform on. I still do, my Woodlands, and my Mike's Motorpool shirt on right now. I have my blouse I had on Saturday, wearing that around the show, my cover. So I was dressed up, I would say. But most of the guys are in World War II outfits. Some still had what I was wearing. So I didn't really call myself a reenactor. I didn't bring my truck, so they didn't know what to make out of me. But here I am. I have shown my money. Like, I have money to spend. Let me in. So I paid $10 only for the 3 days. I only said 2 days, but I kind of taught myself to stay an extra day, and it was worth it. And then set up camp. Everyone's go set up camp. I arrived Friday evening. Morning, evening. Arrived. Most guys arrived Wednesday, so of course they get floated out too. But I didn't get wet. But anyway, not the best camping spots I had to pick from. There were like 3 spots I had available pretty much. Because there's a certain area for Saturday morning they had Boy Scouts coming over. Boy Scouts stayed and helped out. So they had their own space. I couldn't camp there. The other spots are all for World War II guys. So, I don't know. Found a spot. It worked. Until darkness came. When all my stuff set up, camp's all set up, and all of a sudden the street lights turned on. And my tent's right below a light. It's like, great. It's full sunny out at pitch black night. So I'm going to sleep. But luckily I brought a small, I think 5 by 8 foot tarp. It's blue. It's like I put that for parts to put down, but I found a guy that's willing to have space in his booth for my stuff. So that worked out. So I have a tarp available. Zip tied it to my tent, make it dark. So that worked out. So I had my cot to sleep on. Though Friday night I did not sleep in my cot. I fell asleep on the floor. It wasn't cold at all. So that was that. Bought parts. In my car, I still have my red wagon. I told that around the show. Haul my parts. Everyone said I'm smart to bring a wagon. I said, yeah, I saw 2 other wagons as well there. But I kept making trips back and forth hauling stuff. And my wagon's probably from the 1960s, 70s. All steel wheels, quality. But you can hear me coming down the pathway, all gravel roads. And you hear me coming down the road with my old wagon. Not these new wagons that have air-filled tires. But yeah. And then I brought my RC cars, Willie's Jeep with leaf springs, and then my scale model Deuce, 5-ton Deuce. And walked around. I think I did that Saturday. And when I went to go buy those feet for my tow bar, I knew I needed to pick those up. And I didn't, I could carry them, but they're 10 pounds of cast iron. And like, let's put these in the back bed of my Deuce. I know I did testing in my basement over some workout weights. How much can this little tiny skill that weighs nothing in your hand, how much can it haul in real life? And towing wise, 2 pounds. But for hauling capacity for being a six-wheel drive truck, it's like 12 pounds that it can haul. So I knew it can haul that. Now you're adding rocks and grass to go through and such, but still made it through. Small 800 milliamp battery, no problem. Made it probably here to the house across the road and then back. Maybe a little bit less, but that was pretty impressive for going empty and then coming back with a full load of cast iron parts. So yeah, that was fun there. Everyone's all having a laugh at it. And then I go get my Willie's Jeep for fun, drive that around. So that was those. I did not eat much. I had the fish sandwiches and fries at the vendors there. Only two of them. Each time I had fish again, it was that good. And then today at lunch, I went off and finally had a burger to make do for the rest of the day and road trip home. So I only had 3 meals the whole entire event. I had some snacks I brought, very little, just Cliff bars, mini ones, and then just water. So I did well on eating wise. But I guess check my phone, how many steps I've done per day. Still gotta check that out, but yeah, there's that. Got to see my friend Johnny, came from, I think, Harrisburg State College, PA. Drove up in his Jeep Warhorse, so finally get to meet him. Did that Saturday. That's about it for the show. And then this morning, woke up at 10 o'clock, went to bed at 2 in the morning, and then 10 o'clock got up and just put things away, and everything's put away, and then put my car up top and help clean up some things with John and everyone else, and then head off. So that was my day. So next year, hopefully my Deuce is ready for next year if I still have it. I can have it 10 to keep and then sell and move on to the next one. So that's the plan there. They have a show coming up in August at John's place, which I do want to go and see his massive collection of trucks. And also there's Conneaut, Ohio this summer. It's more World War II, not Korean War or Vietnam I have, but I'll still show. It's only 30 minutes from my house, so I'm going to still show it with my Deuce, just to be there at least and then leave. So that'll be the plan this year. So Conneaut, Ohio for me, D-Day, attend to that show, and then in August go to John's, and then back next May at the show. So that's the plan of my truck. Alrighty, that's about all. Now for myself right now, what am I pushing for my truck? Just got home, relaxing now. Then this week back to my truck. At this point, I am not going to Bantam with my truck. Just my car, go down there Saturday at Bantam, and then come back home Saturday night for June 14th. June 13th, we have a car show in town. It's big. There's 2 per year, big ones. Shut down the whole state road downtown. And so I want to go to that show. June 13th, that's the main push for that big show for me. And then prior to that is Memorial Day weekend. Monday is the parade up the road, which I'm kind of skeptical about doing that with my truck. If it's ready by then. Because it's a parade, you're going slow. I know this goes 5 miles per hour on the data plate, and low gear isn't enough. Slowness, I'm not sure. So every year I burn clutches up in parades. So I really don't want to do a parade. And then the 4 days after that, at Friday, is also my high school car show. And it's only a mile from our house. So if I can get it running now, I'll take it as it is. But we'll have to back bet on this week. So it definitely will be at the show next Friday. It should be happening for that. And that's it for my truck's push. I don't know, I'm just working on a house next door and get this drawers cleaned up. So alrighty, that's all for my plans and such. So, not about hauling parts. Alrighty.